Shover,
Hi, everyone.
and he's a balloon artist.
Yeah, I make balloons.
And today we're going to learn about balloons and how long he's been in the business of making balloons while we're at his 30th anniversary party.
Yeah, today is 30 years, the date of my first show. I started January 18th, 1992, and here we are. So the music you hear in the background is actually the party that we have going on right now. I'm a 3-time Guinness World Record holder, a 2-time Entertainer of the Year in this market. I'm a Las Vegas entertainer. I performed at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City and also at the Peppermill Casino in Reno, Nevada. We're at the historic Magic Time Machine in Dallas, Texas, where I am the house balloon artist up here. I've been up here for 9 years. Is there anything specific you wanted to ask? That covers some of my background.
What got you into doing balloon art?
Actually, when I heard my sister was getting $100 a trick, I said, no way, I know what I'm going to be doing. That's a side joke. Actually, I started out as a magician. Balloons are one aspect that went with that job. And I later became an all-in-one entertainer, stilts, unicycle, juggling. And after setting the first Guinness World Record, it just kind of really shifted my career one direction. So here we are 30 years later. We're still going strong, still financially successful. And that's why we do this, to make a living.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's been a ride. I can't tell you just how many people I've met over the years and been involved with. And, from the famous people, I've been able to interact with from back home, Peyton Manning. I did their Christmas party one year. Emmitt Smith of the Cowboys, Dirk Nowitzki. I've met him. I made him and gave him Dirk Nowitzki and made balloons for his children. Bill Gates, Bruce Springsteen, and I could go on forever. I mean, it's been fun, but these shows happen so fast. You move on to the next one. You don't really get a time to reflect about what you've done. 30 years later, I'm barely reflecting on what my last 30 years have been. And if it wasn't for the support of my friends, my family, we'd never make it this far. And I'm grateful for everyone in my life that's been there for me to keep me going.
Has there been any struggle with the journey from the 30 years of doing balloons?
Yeah, there's struggles. I mean, especially in the beginning, financially. You just don't know if you're going to be able to sustain it because you're not making that money. I recently went back home to Indianapolis and met up with a friend of mine, and we started out together. And we were sitting there reminiscing about the fact how we were sleeping in tents on the ground at fairs because we didn't have the money for a hotel. How we were throwing our money on the table, saying, how much do you have, just to combine it to buy an appetizer to split, because we were just not making it. But, thankfully, he's made it. He's doing very well for himself. And I've made it and been able to have some success with it. And then COVID hit. Half the entertainers that I've spent 30 years working with are no longer in the market because of COVID. They couldn't come back from it. We're at the restaurant here tonight. Had I not had this job, I would have had nothing to go back to. I would have had to go get a real job. And would I have been able to get back into my chosen field? I don't know. I'm just grateful for the people around me, the chances I've had, and stay dedicated to what you do and put your passion into it. Stay committed. There will be struggles along the way. But if you're true to yourself, you can get there. I'm so grateful. Even Ryan, been a big support of mine all over the years. He followed a live stream of my first Guinness World Record. I remember that. And that was 9-10 years ago. Yeah. I remember him talking about that and seeing that pop up, after the event was over. It was a 24-hour record, so I didn't see anything for 24 hours. But, it meant a lot to me. I'm grateful for it.
That's awesome. It's pretty awesome that you say that, you didn't give up, you just kept going for it. And now look at you 30 years from now, like you're having a party.
Yeah, I already had a couple. And it's funny, most of these people out here, they have no idea what's about to come up. I gave them an itinerary, but It's not a true itinerary. I got a couple of surprises scheduled for him, and I'll go ahead and say this live right now because it's not going to be seen. Is one of our servers up here had an injury where she had to have serious surgery on her ankle, and she's been down. She's a very proud person. She's not one to take money, but I have $800 to hand to her tonight, and she knows nothing about it. So we all pooled our money together and want to do something special for her because we love her and we miss seeing her up here. And that's what it's about, being there for each other and taking care of each other. And we're all family. Everybody that has crossed my path along the way, you know, I take with me to each and every show. And, you know, that's my message tonight. This party is more for everybody that's in attendance tonight than it is for me. I'm honored that I'm being honored for 30 years, but if it wasn't for the people around me and the manager at this restaurant, you know, allowing me to be here and the customers that hire me, you know, I wouldn't be here. You know, nobody gets to where they're going without help. Nobody. So always remember that when you're out there being successful in anything that you do, think of the people around you because those are the people that are helping you get to where you want to be. And we couldn't do it without them.
Kind of reminds me of the Beatles song right there.
Which one?
I don't know the name of it, but it goes like, get by with a little help from my friends.
That's right, yeah.
This friendship is probably one of the most, probably one of the biggest support systems in life besides
Right.
family. Because without family, there's friends.
Right. And, you know, we've all had starter jobs or whatever, but it's important to find your passion and pursue it. You know, stay dedicated. You know, you're never going to get to where you want to be if you don't stay consistent and dedicated to your craft. And the more you do the craft, the better you become. I am not the best balloon artist in the world. I'm rated one of the top guys in the world, but I know I'm not one of the best in the world. But you don't have to be the best at your craft to be good at what you do and to make an impact in the world. As soon as we finish up this interview, I'm jumping back on stage and I'm going to be doing some stuff here in a bit with a young man named Michael, part of the Craniofacial Foundation. He's a wonderful young man. I love him and his family to death. And I volunteer for the Facial Cranial Foundation. I'm very active in the foster care system and with the orphans and doing stuff for them and the children and families of fallen police officers and military vets. So I volunteer a lot of time, but those things mean so much to me, and it goes because of my past and where I came from. I won't get into all of that in this interview. Ryan may touch on it a little bit later because he knows the background because his dad and I went through everything. But, you know, take your adversities in life and turn them into a positive. And be true to yourself. Do what you love. If you don't love what you're doing, you're in the wrong job.
Yep, that's why I hated my job at Taco Bell and Burger King and those fast food jobs I used to work.
Was your first job at Taco Bell in Warsaw?
Yeah, the one that Dad worked at.
Yeah, the same one where his first job was.
And then that was my sister's first job.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, same Taco Bell.
Same Taco Bell. Unbelievable. And I worked right across the street at the Hardee's.
Yeah.
That's no longer there.
Didn't you work at Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
You have
one
a funny
time.
story you want to tell before we end the interview about Pizza Hut?
Is this okay? Is this PG-13 or can...
It can go any way we
All right. So, summer job. I'm about 16 years old. And my brother and I, we'd ride our bikes in, and I'm at a Pizza Hut Express. Well, of course, it's just me and another guy. We're prepping all the dough for the day. And we get tired of eating pizza all the time.
Yeah.
So I actually rode my bike up to Taco Bell or something and got us. I come back and go to walk in the door. This guy's got his pants to his ankles, and he's getting it on with the Pando. I didn't say a word about it, and until I'm scheduled to leave at 4, the manager comes in. I told him what I saw. He threw out every piece of dough we made that morning, called the other big store and down the road and asked for some dough. Said, we'll reimburse you. We just need enough to get open. True story.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I've never heard of. Well, I guess I could say I have heard about getting it on with pastries. You know, we've all seen American Pie.
The pie.
The pie fucker.
Pretty sure a lot of people went to McDonald's after that movie.
I'm pretty
Apple
sure.
Pies.
Yep.
Go test it out.
Oh yeah, they wanted some of that Jason Biggs.
Yeah, but those apple pies at McDonald's, they come out hot.
Yep.
So, like, I'm pretty sure you burn something. Get, like, third-degree burns down there look like Deadpool.
Exactly.
Or Anakin Skywalker at the end of episode 3.
Yep.
But anyway, this is my Uncle Ron, guys.
Hi guys. I'm glad I had a chance to talk with you all tonight. I hope some of what I said makes sense, but it worked for me, and I hope it works for you. And like I said, you know, your family, your friends are your biggest support. You know, keep them close.
And also, follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
Because he
Yes.
followed his dreams, and now this is 30-year anniversary party.
And the best is yet to come.
Hell yeah.